Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman. Currently, I have my own restaurant here in Zim. The reason as to why I am running such a successful business, it is because I learned from my madam boss. I used to work for this other woman, a Zulu-speaking woman there in South Africa. I left South Africa after lockdown when I told myself that I wanted to start my own business when me and my husband had raised enough money. But I worked for that woman for a very long time. Even during lockdown, I want to thank her because she used to give me money and I would take care of myself, my husband, and my kids. If it was not for her, things were going to be so bad. Even though she had a good heart to me and her workers and her relatives, but to other people, she had such an evil heart, for she was doing also those ukutwala rituals, like they say in South Africa. She had a Zangoma who used to assist her, who was in Durban, so she would travel to Durban when things would be going down, and when she would return, a lot of customers will come our way. The problem with her was that she never wanted other people to start their own cooking business in the taxi rank. Her mother had done it before her, and she said that she wanted to leave that business as well to her kids. It was a family business. There was even one time when there was a chisanyama that opened up in that taxi rank, and she said, as she prophesied, that it was not going to run for more than 6 months. It was going to fail, and that is what happened. I asked her after that. That was when she revealed it to me, that she was a woman who knew how to use charms, and she had a traditional healer back in Durban who had assisted her so that the restaurant, even though it was a big business that had opened up, it could not compete with her. In that taxi rank, she does not want to see anyone having any restaurant. And this restaurant that I used to work at, it is not like a big restaurant. You know, those restaurants whereby you will be cooking the food outside, the customers, they just come and then they eat right there outside. And a lot of taxi drivers, they would come and eat. When that Chisanyama opened up, we thought that we were going to close down, because month end, all those customers, because at that taxi rank where I was working, there were people that were coming from the villages, from the farms. So those people from the villages, when it would be month end, as well as the people from the farms, they would come to town. The first thing that they would do is to eat pap before they go out shopping. And in the evening as well, when they would be returning back to the farms, they would buy the pap, and then they would buy it as takeaway and eat at their place. So all those people that were our customers, they would go to that Chisanyama because the meat there, it was really cheap, and they were saying that we were too expensive. We struggled, I think, for about a month. She then went to Durban. When she returned back, that was when she prophesied, as she was pointing at that Chisanyama. She was not even embarrassed that there were some customers that were eating, some local taxi drivers. She pointed and she said, that thing is not going to open and it is going to close down. And that is what happened. She used to fight with other women as well. Anyone that would open a restaurant in that taxi rank, and then it will just shut down. When I returned back home, soon after lockdown, that was when I started my own small restaurant. Another thing that happened after lockdown, this woman, she gave me a herb, some charms that she told me to put in the meat, because amongst her workers, she only trusted me. She would tell me things that she would never even tell even her relatives. She told me that the charms that she wanted to give me, it was mixed with her pubic hair. All of us, we were supposed to eat it. And me and her, we were supposed to know, including her husband as well. That was why she was telling me. So we cooked, and after we had sold the meat, we also went to lunch with my friends whom I was working with, and we ate. For me, it was quite gross, knowing that I had mixed the meat with the charms as well as the pubic hair, but I had to be strong because this was supposed to be done. I then returned to Zim with my husband. When I arrived here, that was when I saw that business in Zim, it is like you are at war. Everyone is hungry for money, and it is a matter of survival. So one of my elder sister had already found some space for us at a busy market here in Harare. Then we started working. Things were not going according to plan. So I have this fast food restaurant here in Mbare selling yosadza, beef stew, but the business was very tough because the problem with our economy here in Zim, everyone is doing the same thing. Too many people are selling the same thing. Every day is a fight. Everyone wants to make enough to survive. I would watch other people suffer the same way. We were all desperate trying to feed our families. That was when I remembered about my boss. I called her and she told me to return to South Africa to work for her. No, I wanted more. That was when I started talking with my sister who was in the village at that time, and I told her that she was supposed to make a plan for me, for she knew a lot of traditional healers around Mbare. There is that market where they sell your traditional stuff. She said it is okay. She was going to sort it out when she returns back from the village. She then informed me that there was one who was a Zangoma from Mozambique, and we spoke with him. This person told me that she could help me as she had helped other business owners who wanted to sell as much as they could, and they would never fail because she would have given them her charms. She told me that money was needed, for she was supposed to travel to Mozambique, and when she would travel to Mozambique, then she would send some boys into the forest. A dead baboon was going to be brought by those boys that would have hunted that baboon, and then it would be cut open. She would bring the meat of that baboon. So she said, when it is fresh, she said she is going to bring the meat of that baboon whilst it is fresh. She went to Mozambique. She stayed for about 3 weeks, but she managed to bring fresh baboon meat, which she told me that I was supposed to cook for my customers the following day. This is what I want you to do. Cook, and then we can start from there. The next day, I cooked the baboon's meat. My customers, my regular customers, I poured more meat for them. Even people on that day, they were like, wow, all of this meat, this is nice meat. I have never tasted beef that is as tasty and fresh as this beef. And when I had finished, I returned back to that woman. I told her and I showed her the money that I had made on that day. She said it is fine. She then gave me a baboon's hand, the tongue, as well as the heart, and some burnt parts of the baboon mixed with ashes with black powder and a clay pot, and we were going to bury it at the place where I have my little restaurant. We traveled through the night, and then we arrived at the place where we have the market, and then we dug and we dug until we buried. I was told that no one must ever dig there. If they did, everything will be destroyed. So now I am thinking, because I want to relocate, but she told me that I cannot relocate. But how can I grow whilst I am in the same place? She said, this is where you started. This is where it is all going to end. When you get your money, just enjoy your money. So that is the situation that I am facing currently. She does not allow me to grow big. So I feel as if I am stuck in the same place. With the money that we are making, me and my husband, we really can't do anything because we are always limited. If we want to buy a car, we have to inform her. Even my husband, he asked me if it is real money or not, because he said, what kind of money is it that we cannot use it unless we go and speak with that Sangoma of yours, and then she has to go to Mozambique first, and then she will give us the go ahead. We can't even take care of our families anymore. We are only supposed to spend this money on me, my kids, and my sister and her kids only. What kind of wealth is this? I am regretting, honestly. To those that did rituals, please help me understand. How are you managing this money? Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister, hoping that you were able to understand the confession Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.